Hello and welcome to the Final Whistle podcast. My name's Harry McBain and I'm joined by Bobby Addison as always. Today we're going to be doing a quick episode for you, recapping some transfers that have happened, looking at some rumours, as well as Bobby's got some things that are just awaiting announcements.
Mhm.
So Bob, will just start with some transfers that have done. What have you found, or some key transfers?
Well, from ones I've seen and heard about, I know that Leicester have signed Patson Daka from Salzburg, the Red Bull team in the Austrian league. I think that's actually a decent signing considering I think Jamie Vardy's getting quite a lot older now, isn't he?
Yeah,
So it was kind of sensible that they could get another striker in.
yeah, I think they're going to need to. Leicester needed to be careful that they've been relying on Vardy for so many seasons that if he,
Yeah.
let's say he this is his last like amazing season, they needed to
Hmm.
fill the gap. And as you said there, that's quite a good deal for
Yeah,
them,
exactly.
a young player.
They can't always guarantee that like Iheanacho had a really good end to the season, but they're not
Yeah,
like sure if he's going to be as good.
he's not always there. So yeah,
Yeah, and
good.
you were saying before about Townsend.
Yeah, so obviously Townsend's gone to Everton on a free. Interesting deal. Obviously Rafa Benitez has taken over there.
Hmm.
I don't know how he's gonna do. He was at Palace, I think, before, and I think
Yeah.
he might have been a free agent and then went to Everton. So obviously he's gonna go and enforce them. But I mean, they've already got a Wobie and they've got lots of wingers at the club. I don't know whether Walcott's still there, but he's
No, he's at
is
Southampton.
he? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he left, didn't he? But
Oh,
Townsend
they got
is
that Bernard. Bernard's
yeah.
like the really small one.
Mm.
Yeah,
It'd be
I think it could be a decent signing. It is a free, so I don't think they can complain. I'm not sure how high the wages are. That's the only thing.
mm, he's just quite an older player.
Yeah.
You would have thought maybe they would have been wanting to go for someone younger, but it looks like Benitez is trying to get from just some experience in because they've also bought
Hmm.
Begovic in on a free from Bournemouth. He'll be all right. Probably be a backup to
Yeah.
Pickford. I presume they're selling the keeper they had, but he might have been on loan, so I'm not entirely sure. Some decent deals for them in
Yeah.
doesn't cost them that much, and then they've also gone and signed Damari Gray from Leverkusen,
Yeah. I had that one
1.7
down.
million. Do you think
Oh,
he?
okay.
Do you think he's going to be any good for them? I mean, he was at Leicester and he did okay, but for
Yeah,
1.7
I
million,
don't know like a ridiculous amount about him to be honest. I don't know how well he got on in Germany, but he's a young English talent. Getting him for 1.7 mil. Did you say 1.7? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's like they realistically could have paid a lot more considering he is English, which usually like skyrockets the price so much. So yeah, I think Everton fans will probably be hoping he gets like a decent amount of game time, considering a certain attacking midfielder that might not be playing for them next season.
yeah. So we won't
Yeah,
name
we'll
any
see
names
what happens.
because nothing has been official yet, but
No,
everyone.
yeah,
Knows.
but yeah, everyone does.
What
But yeah, I had a few more.
Arsenal? What have you got there?
Um, yeah, for Arsenal, I've got obviously Nuno Tavares. He's come from Benfica as like a backup left back for Tierney. Because obviously, most of last season, about like a quarter of the season when he was injured, we had literally no other left back to play because Kolasinac was off on loan at Schalke. So a lot of the time we had to play Cedric, who's obviously mainly a right back in the left back position. So yeah, I think it's a really good signing. Obviously he's young, a good prospect, wasn't that much money. Obviously scored in his debut, which is always a good start. But yeah, that's decent. And obviously we also signed Lokonga from Anderlecht. I think it was about 19 million plus four on add-ons or something like that.
That's quite
Yeah,
good.
he's decent, young holding midfielder. Got the apparently Henri was like going to Arsenal saying you have to sign this kid up because he works in like the youth system over there or something. But I don't know. I hope he's decent. Maybe he can go alongside Partey because it does look like Xhaka is going to be heading off to Roma with Mourinho.
Roma, yeah.
Well, that's what it looks like anyway.
Yeah, I think Xhaka will probably be leaving before the season starts. I think that's probably
Yeah,
quite
most likely.
guaranteed. But some quite good deals. I think it's going to be quite interesting
Hmm.
the shift that they've done at Arsenal. Of they've backed Arteta. They've bought good players.
Yeah.
Apparently, also Arteta's moved from head coach to manager in his
Hmm.
role. So
That means
obviously,
he can like make more choice in the signings, can't
yeah. So it looks good for them. He's just got to back it up with results
he?
that aren't like losses to Hibernian. etc. Uh,
Yeah.
and quite a good young signing as well in the Premier League from the Championship is Michael Elise left Reading to join Crystal Palace. I think it was £8 million. That was
Yeah.
Reading's record transfer selling was 8 million. And
Blimey.
it was his release clause. So not
Yeah.
great for them. And considering
No.
last season Elise was great, and they were like, oh, he's best player in your best young player in Europe, going to sell him for like 30-40 million. Then they didn't get promotion to the Premier League, so
Yeah.
they got
Well, I
rid
mean,
of
did they think they were going to have a good season or sell anyone for money with their stadium being called the Select Car Leasing Stadium?
just a joke.
It's terrible. Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
is shocking.
they said, oh, we've received a record fee for Elise, and they didn't actually say in the post how much they'd gotten for him. They just said record fee because they didn't tell the fans that it was 8 million for this person.
But why did they let it go through though? Because they had no choice.
Release clause, so they had no choice.
All right.
Idiots.
Oh, that is a shame.
Why do you put in?
Yeah, I know.
But
Talking about contracts, actually, there was a few new contracts being signed in North London. Obviously, Smith Rowe last night signed his new contract, got the number 10. I think also Heung-min Son. I'm not sure if it's 100% confirmed, but I was seeing on Twitter and things that he's apparently signed a new contract till 2024, which is, for Tottenham fans, that's quite good news. Obviously, you want to tie him down. Yeah, because he's obviously a great player. Statistically, I think he's like, depending on XG, like expected goals.
Yeah.
I think he's like the best finisher in the league, and it's like he's such a good player. But yeah, I think that's obviously great signings for both those two teams, because I think he realistically for Arsenal that could be the biggest signing all summer, because there was a point where Aston Villa were going in for him, bidding like 25 mil, which is a bit. I think they were sort of taking the piss a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad we got him down, to be honest. Not sure about the number, but we'll see how he lives up to it.
Well, to be fair with Aston Villa, they're doing quite good business. They're apparently set to bid 30 million for Leon Bailey from the Bundesliga as well. If they get
that
him,
written
that
down
would be
too.
incredible, because transfers have been really good. So maybe they can get a European push this coming season. But another signing or rumours coming out of Tottenham is that Daniel Levy has accepted an offer for Kane from Man City of
I saw that 160
million, and Kane will be on 400 grand a week. That's just ridiculous money. Also, Grealish being linked. If they get both of them, do you think that they're going to be unstoppable?
Oh no, yeah, I think they have to. If they get Kane and Grealish, they have to win the league. Like, they have no other choice. You got De Bruyne in, who he's hit 30 now, so he's like his prime. You got Sterling coming off the back of a really good Euros, which I'm hoping they'll probably hope that they'll see some of that form come back into the Man City shirt. Obviously, they've still got a really solid team, and then putting those two in there would just be I think it'd be really hard to stop them.
Yeah, they're going to be ridiculous. Apparently, possibly City with this deal could see Jesus or Mahrez or Bernardo Silva go the other way. I mean, for any of those players, it's a bit of a loss going to Spurs.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a bit of a loss for Spurs. I mean, if I was Spurs, I'd say Mahrez is the best out of the bunch, but I think he's the oldest. I think he's about 30 now, 31.
Maybe.
Bernardo Silva, obviously, he has a lot of potential. I don't actually know how old Bernardo Silva is. Let me have to check.
Yeah, Mahrez is obviously the best ability.
Yeah, but ability-wise, obviously Jesus has a bit more potential because he's so young and he's still got so much to prove in his career. I think Bernardo Silva's 26, so he would probably. Do you reckon he'd be the best out of those three for them to get if they had to pick one?
Well, it depends what they want to do, because Spurs obviously they're selling Kane. The market is a bit dead at the moment. Do you go Jesus and then get a striker already there? He can score goals. Mahrez, as you said, is probably a really good player for them. Bernardo Silva, again, but it depends where you want to recruit, because if they need a new striker, who else are they going to go for apart from getting in a striker like Jesus? And getting 160 million for it is quite a good deal.
But then again, I don't think a striker like Jesus will work. So obviously, we've seen this season how well Son and Kane work together. Obviously, Son being the more mobile agile sort of winger / inverted winger, striker, centre forward role. And obviously you've got Kane as more of a hitman, like, he can head the ball, he's going to score goals from outside the box, he's more of a presence and, that way. And I'm not sure if like a Jesus will work with Son, but I don't know. It might work. We just have to see, and even if that ever happens.
Yeah, definitely. And another Manchester club that's being linked with transfers, obviously Man United, a big one at the moment. Paul Pogba has just rejected a new contract at the club worth £350,000 a week. That's a very big problem for United because his contract's up at the end of the season, so he could leave free in 2022.
Do you think he wants to leave?
I think he does, but it will be interesting to see whether, if United do well this season, he'll probably sign one partway through the season. But even if they do well this season, he can then go somewhere else. I think he wants to go to PSG, to be honest.
PSG looks like the place to go for all the big players at the minute. Like, they're all heading over there, especially with all the signings they're making. I think they'd be, if with Pogba as well, that would be ridiculous. Like, if they don't win the Champions League with that team. Obviously, they've got in Donnarumma, Ramos, Hakimi, Wijnaldum. Who else is it? Pogba, maybe. Is it Depay? Oh no, that's Barcelona. Yeah, I think that's it. But still got Mbappe and Neymar up front. I think they'll be all right for the some striker.
If you were Man United, would you rather sell him now this summer and get the money for him, or let him go on a free? Because they bought him for like 90 million. There's a lot to then let a player leave for free.
I think if they sold him in January compared to now, would they lose money on him? Do you think? Because his contract would be closer to like ending, so they can sell him for less money.
If it gets to January, then more clubs would just go, "Oh, we'll wait until the summer," because it's not that long, really. If they're going to get good money for him, they got to sell him now. But
I think so.
Are you prepared to do that at the moment? It's going to be a difficult one for them. They're also linked with Rafael Varane from Real Madrid. They want to pay 40 million. Real Madrid want 50 million. It's going to be, if they get him, they'll have quite a solid defense because then they've got Varane and Maguire at the back. Do you think if they get him in, let's say they keep Pogba, let's say Pogba doesn't leave. Do you think they could do a realistic title push? Because they will have a very good team if they've got Sancho Sancho on the right as well.
Yeah. Wait, so you think, will they push for the league if they get Varane and keep Pogba?
Yeah.
I think they should do. I mean, obviously it kind of also depends on, as we said before, on the signs that City make. Because if City sign Kane and Grealish, that would be really hard to stop them. But I think you can't deny, like, Man City's team is very good. I mean, Man United, sorry. Obviously, they got Rashford, who's really good. Bruno, obviously, very well played last season.
An informed Luke Shaw.
Yeah, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire coming off a great Euros. Obviously, looks like the goalkeeper is the most iffy spot at the minute. Obviously, De Gea's getting into his older years and looking a bit, shaky. And obviously, Dean Henderson, when we've seen him play, especially against Liverpool, he hasn't been amazing. But I think the rest of the team, obviously, Wan-Bissaka's a great right back. Maybe their midfield needs a bit assuring. Obviously, Pogba's good. McTominay and Fred are decent, but I don't think they're good enough to push for the title. But then obviously with Sancho, that really shows that, that them going forward, they are scary. And then obviously with, likes of Dan James and Mason Greenwood as well.
Yeah, definitely. What others have you got rumour-wise that could potentially be happening in this summer?
There's a decent amount. Obviously, there's Madison to Arsenal, which is, a bit loose.
Quite a big one.
That would be a huge signing. I mean, I think personal terms already agreed, not in terms of like officially, but Madison is an Arsenal fan. Like, I've seen many tweets of him like talking about Ozil and stuff like that. So I think realistically, it's down to Arsenal to just get the money and put it on the table, and hopefully, we can get some deal done. But if that happens, that would, for me, if you could do anything, like a dream signing is get this guy, because he's so young, he's so good, he's English. Obviously, we've seen how well he can play. Few more. Another one to Arsenal. Tammy Abraham. Not really happy about that one. I wouldn't want to see him coming to Arsenal. I think one that's very close to being done, ex-Arsenal player Daniel Marlon from PSV is close to signing for Dortmund. Obviously, that could tell us that they're looking to sell Haaland, which, You never know.
Yeah. Well, I think this summer, I don't think Haaland will go anywhere, but getting in a player and then Haaland's most likely going to leave next summer for like
Yeah.
60 million euros.
Mhm.
To have someone like Marlon, I think is really good business for them because he's a
Yeah.
ridiculously good player. He's really young. So
Mhm.
again, like, that's a good transfer strategy from Dortmund getting in all these
Dortmund,
young players.
and then selling them off when they've had a good season and making loads of money on them.
Yeah, and then buy the next one in. It's pretty good deals for
It's
them.
pretty good, but I guess maybe the fans will be disappointed because they want to see them buy the young players and then keep the young players and have a good
Yeah,
team rather than get them and sell them and make money,
mm,
But
definitely.
it's better than Arsenal than having a crap team, keeping the players, and then selling money and selling the players for less and losing all your money.
Yeah. Didn't Arsenal sold Guendouzi now? It was because I think he.
He's on loan with an option to buy at the end of the season, I think, to
Not,
Marseille, I think. Yeah, he's
yeah,
not going to come back. I don't think
yeah.
he's part of the plans.
Another one I've just got down here is that the Barcelona president Juan Laporta has said that Griezmann's for sale. Um,
Oh yeah, because they need to cut like salaries and stuff, don't they?
Barcelona's situation is awful.
Hmm.
There's rumors that he's either going to go back to Atletico, um,
Hmm.
which I think he might quite like, or whether it's he comes over to England. I think Chelsea were interested originally,
I mean,
but
it seems that Man United are always linked to Griezmann like every summer, but I don't think they would go for him considering like who they have in attack now. I think it would be a bit unnecessary to be honest.
yeah, and I think another player I saw from Barcelona that's linked with a move to the Premier League, or a return to the Premier League, is Philippe Coutinho.
Oh
He's
yeah.
been linked with Everton, Liverpool, and Leicester. I think probably
Hmm.
Leicester would be the best one for him. Liverpool aren't going to want him back. There's no way
Yeah,
you can go to
definitely.
Everton because
No, yeah,
just betray everyone.
just
Do you think he'd be
yeah,
a good
exactly.
fit if for Leicester, obviously, if they sell Madison?
Yeah, I mean that's what I was just about to say. I hope they sell Madison and then get Coutinho in. I think he could be like sort of a James Rodriguez signing, like Everton. Like obviously, the class that he has. Obviously, got like so much talent. But one, it depends on injuries and him
Mm.
staying fit. Two, it depends on if he kicks on for the whole season and actually like manages to play through the whole season and actually gel with the team. Because obviously, you can say, oh, it's Philippe Coutinho, he's going to do well, but he's not done well for like the past 2 or 3 seasons. So obviously, I think Leicester fans would be disappointed if they got rid of Madison and got Coutinho because obviously Madison is their player. He's the one that's played well for them, and I think they want to keep him. But as a compromise, I'm sure they wouldn't be, too fussed if they had to get somebody. I think Coutinho would definitely be a good replacement for him.
So, what else? What else have you got on your sheet, Bob?
I have one for Spurs. It was a centre back Argentinian from Atalanta called Christian
Ooh.
Romero.
Yeah,
Had a
I've
good
seen
season
that.
last night. It's about 55 million they're demanding from Tottenham, which is obviously that's a lot of money, especially for like considering Real Madrid is saying Varane for 50 million. I think obviously you have to counter in the fact that Varane obviously wouldn't join Tottenham,
Hmm.
but it is a lot of money considering don't know much about him. Obviously, he's playing the Italian league, which is quite different to the Premier League. I'm not too sure if it will happen to be honest, but I do definitely think the Tottenham need to sign their centre back.
Yeah, well, they had for ages they had Vertonghen and Alderweireld just doing
Hmm.
running the defense, um, but then bringing a younger centre back. I think their new sporting director was at Juventus before them, so
Hmm.
he probably knows the Italian league better and which players are good. But I've seen quite a lot of things about this guy. He seems like a really good defender. They
Yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah,
they need all the defensive help they can get. So
yeah, definitely.
I think that'd be quite a good one, especially as he's a young player. Spurs need
Hmm.
to get back to signing younger players like they did under Pochettino at the start because
Yeah,
that worked, but then they
yeah, it does.
even worse than they were before.
Just didn't capitalize on it. But yeah, the last one I've seen for rumours after their like failed bid for Haaland, apparently Chelsea are now eyeing up Lewandowski. That's
I've
what I've
seen about
seen.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting one because obviously he's obviously like getting to the end of his career. He's about 32 now, I think.
Mm.
But obviously, we know how good that man is. Like scoring, I think it was 40 something goals last year in the Bundesliga, which is ridiculous. Yeah, obviously I think that would make Chelsea a massive threat for the Premier League because obviously we've seen how good they have been this season. and that is without a prominent striker.
Yeah, I think it's a weird one. Obviously, I think their rumor was like 50 million roughly they were going to bid for him. I thought
Hmm.
Bayern might tell them to go away with that money because they can
Yeah.
get so much more for him. The other question
Hmm.
is, as you said, he's older. Does he want to come into a league that's more demanding, really?
Yeah, a newer
Because
league.
he can just stay in the Bundesliga and keep banging in goals and
Hmm.
nearly win the Ballon d'Or, what he should have
Yeah,
done.
but
Um,
maybe he feels for himself that he needs to go somewhere, have a new challenge to prove that he deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. Because I
yeah,
don't think he'll win it over Messi this year. I think he should have obviously won it when they decided to not do it, which is really weird. But yeah, I definitely think Messi will win it this year just because of him winning the Copa America and playing so well throughout the year. So yeah, I think that move would be interesting. Obviously, I'd love to see him in the Premier League, not at Chelsea, anywhere. But I don't want to see him at Chelsea, but I'd like to see him in the Prem. So it's kind of like
yeah.
a different
Either
sort of
way,
situation.
yeah, I think he'd be quite good for them. Chelsea do
Hmm.
need someone that can actually score goals. They've already
Yeah.
bought a striker from the Bundesliga though, and he did really well in the Bundesliga and then did rubbish in the Premier League. But I think
Yeah, this is
Lewandowski
true.
is a bit better than Timo Werner,
No, yeah, definitely. I think
so
so.
he'd slot some in.
He's very physical, isn't he? Lewandowski, he's strong, but
Yeah,
he's not sort of anywhere near the player that Werner is.
yeah, and obviously they've also just lost Giroud to AC Milan, I think,
Hmm.
for a couple of million, which is quite a good deal for them as well.
Yeah,
Chelsea getting a
that's
lot of
decent.
money out of Giroud, so
Yeah,
yeah, quite a good one
yeah,
for them.
not bad. And then for my last three, I've got three awaiting announcement signings. So obviously Ben White to Arsenal is one
Mm.
that's been going on for so long. All personal terms are agreed, contracts are signed and everything. But I think we have to wait for him to come back for a holiday so he can do the medical.
Oh,
That's
probably,
what
yeah.
that's what I've read. I think it's about 50 million we're signing him for. And then secondly, obviously Sancho, that has been half announced. Like they said they signed him, but there's been no photo shoot, no pictures, nothing
Mm.
prior. So
I
about
think
2 weeks ago when it was officially announced.
I think Solskjaer, when they played Derby in a friendly, basically said they're just waiting on the medical and everything to come
Oh
in.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess it's
And then
because of the league.
finally there was that signing. I think Spurs have signed Brian Gill, the young
Yeah,
player from Sevilla, a swap deal for Lamella plus I think about 25 million going towards Sevilla.
yeah. I
A lot
didn't
of
get
people,
that deal at all. I didn't get
no, he
why Sevilla would do that.
no.
But
Well, I mean, maybe they needed the money because I think they got a decent amount from 25, 30 mil, considering I've never heard about this kid in my life. And he looks
yeah,
like the guy from the Big Bang Theory. I mean, I don't
he's
know much about
he's
it.
got quite a good potential. I think a lot of people saying he's really good.
Hmm.
But it's just surprised why when you've got a young player that is so highly rated, you're gonna sell him for like 30 million and Lamella. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, it's only La Liga, so I guess Lamella can do a job there probably, but just
Yeah.
a weird deal. And also with Ben White, it's quite funny with because it's set to be like 50 million, and then
Hmm.
like you getting him for 50 million, Chelsea get Lewandowski for 50 million, and United get Varane for 50 million. You just spend so much money on Ben White compared to getting like
Yeah.
Lewandowski for the same money. But
Well, that's the English tax, isn't it? And plus, Lewandowski would never join Arsenal. He just wouldn't want to. So there's just
yeah.
nothing we can do about that.
And to end on a last story, it's not necessarily transfers, but it might
Hmm.
end up being a transfer to another league. That Ericsson has been told that he can't play with his heart-stopping device in the Serie A. Apparently,
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
doctor of the league has said basically you can't play with it. I don't know what the rules are in other leagues about
Is
it,
that
but
what he had implemented after he had the accident?
yeah. So
All right.
either he's got to move to a league that allows it, which I don't know whether there is one, or
Yeah.
I mean, it's forced retirement, really,
Hmm.
which is quite a shame for him. But
Yeah, it is a shame.
whether he'll, if he doesn't get to play somewhere else, whether he just coaches, I guess, is the
Yeah, maybe.
only real thing or punditry that he can get into.
Mm.
But oh well, I guess that's
Yeah.
it's just really unfortunate for him. And
Well, I think it's, when watching it, what we thought was going to happen. Obviously, we're all glad he's actually just still here, to be honest.
yeah, but that's the sad news to end it off on. Thank you everybody for watching the video. We're going to try and get out some other videos soon. Thank you for watching. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you're subscribed and you've liked the video. And if you're on Spotify or Apple Music or podcast, whatever it's called, please just make sure you're following us to keep up to date with all our latest episodes. Thank you for listening. That was The Final Whistle.